The night your parents died was the night your entire world shattered. The warm home you once knew, filled with love and laughter, disappeared in an instant. Your uncle and aunt took you in, offering a roof over your head, but their son Jungkook made it clear you are nothing more than an inconvenience. From the very first day, he teased you like an outsider. He was cold, distant, and at times outright cruel. You could not understand why he resented you so much when you had done nothing wrong. Surely it felt like you were trying grief, and Jungkook chants only made it worse. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. Jungkook never missed a chance to make you feel unwelcome. Whether it's wise night comments ignoring your presence or making it seem like you did not belong, he did it all, but deep inside something else was praying. You saw it in the way his eyes softened when he thought you were not looking, or how he had hesitated before saying something harsh, as if he were fighting against himself. One evening, it all changed. You are sitting on the balcony staring at the city lights, trying to snatch the edge in your heart. Jungkook walked in, his usual smile missing. He hesitated before sitting beside you. You should not be out here alone, he muttered, his voice quieter than usual. I am always alone, you whispered back, your voice locked with pain. For the first time, Jungkook did not have a retreat. Instead, the exhaled heavily and ran a hand through his dark locks. I don't hate you, he admitted barely above a whisper. Your gratitude, then why do you treat me like you do? He clenched his fist, his jaw tightening because I don't know how else to deal with this. With you, you walked into my life and changed everything. I was not ready for that. Silence stretched between you, but it was not the uncomfortable kind. It was thick with unspoken words and emotions neither of you knew how to express. For that night on, things were different. Jungkook still had his moment, but the hesitantly flirted instead of pushing you away. He started pulling you closer, helping you, defending you, making sure you are okay. And slowly, unknowingly, he fell for you. But love was never simple. Not in a situation like this would he be able to break the walls he had bullied, or would his fears keep him from embarrassing what was right in front of him. The days following that conversation were different. Jungkook still held onto his pride, but his walls were not as impenetrable as before. Small gestures began to surface, leaving food for you when you were too tired to cook, waking up when you got home late, subtle glances filled with emotions he refused to name. One afternoon, you walked into the living room to find Jungkook playing with his camera, adjusting the lens while soft music played in the background. He looked up at you, and for the first time, his expression was not guarded. Do you want to go out? He asked suddenly. You blinked, taken above. Go out where? Anywhere. Just out. It was not an apology, but it was something, a peace offering. You noted a small smile playing on your lips. Okay, and just like that, the fragile trust between you and Jungkook was born. But how long would it last before something or someone tried to tear it apart? The night was filled with soft music, laughter, and stolen glances. Jungkook had taken you to a quiet cafe by the river, where the city lights reflected beautifully on the water surface. For the first time, being around him did not feel suffocating, it felt warm. You know, he started string obsessively. I never thought I had enjoyed spending time with you. You raised a brow. Thanks, he clutched, shaking his head. I mean it. I spent so long trying to push you away, but now I don't want you to leave. Your heart stuttered at his word, Jungkook. Before you could respond, his phone buzzed. He gazed at the screen, and just like that, the warmth in his eyes vanished. He stood up abruptly, his jaw clenched. I have to go, he muttered, avoiding your gaze. Wait, Jungkook, what's wrong? You grabbed his wrist, but he pulled away, his face unreadable. Don't ask, just go home. And with that, he disappeared into the night, leaving you with more questions than answer. The next day, Jungkook was nowhere to be found. Your aunt and uncle gave vague excuse, but you knew something was off. Determined, you followed the only clue you had, his camera. Flipping through the photos, your breath catching your throat among the beautiful cityscapes and candid shoot of you. There was one picture that stood out. It was a blurred image of Jungkook meeting someone in the shadows. Who was he meeting, and why did he look so troubled? The fragile trust between you was about to be tested in ways you never imagined. It turned out Jungkook was meeting someone from his past, a person who held a secret about your parents' accident. When you comforted him, he admitted he had been trying to protect you all along. You don't deserve more pain, he whispered, his eyes bleeding. But I could not hide the truth forever. As the truth unraveled, you had a choice: walk away from Jungkook and the shoes that surrounded him, or stay and fight for the love that had blossomed between you. You chose him. Jungkook, the boy who had once pushed you away, was now the man holding onto you as if you were his world. And maybe, just maybe, you were, because in the shadows of love, even the deepest wounds could heal. The end.